tell you a bit about myself, my name is Todd Belcore. I'm from Chicago, a Southsider. I've spent most of my time growing up in Hyde Park. I actually went to law school at Northwestern University. I went to undergraduate at University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, and high school at the place called University of Chicago Laboratory School. So from the South Side of Chicago, from a family of four, single mother, and been trained from a young age to appreciate what it is to serve and to help those who are less fortunate. My mother led by example by actually donating some of our clothes to others who are in need, and also volunteering some of her time to teach and assist folks who are having difficulties in whatever area they're having difficulties in. Despite the struggles that we had coming up, I learned by watching her that even at your worst, there's always someone who is struggling more. Currently, I work at a place called the Sargent Shriver National Center on Poverty Law. And what that does, it's an advocacy organization that does mostly policy work, and all that work is dedicated towards advancing justice and opportunity for people of low income. My particular work centers around assisting individuals with criminal records who are looking to get access to employment opportunities, the very employment opportunities they need to take care of themselves and their families. And also, implicit in that work is also an obligation to inspire and encourage people who are otherwise losing hope on their last string, to make sure that they know that their potential deserves to be fulfilled, their opportunities, they deserve to have access to them, and they also have rights that need to be upheld by the courts, adhered to by employers and things like that. So those are all different aspects of my job. I do that through litigation, community outreach, and also through lobbying, whether it be administratively or through the General Assembly in Springfield. I think social change is when everyone has an opportunity to speak, and right now that's not what's happening. As Theodore Adorno said, a condition of truth is to allow suffering to speak. And right now, those who are suffering are communities across the globe, communities in Chicago, Southwest Side, they're not having an opportunity to speak. So the result is that there's an inaccurate truth that people are actually legislating on, there's an inaccurate truth that people are reporting news on, and there's these faulty perceptions of what's actually going on in our communities. It's what's resulting in bad policy and the complete ignoring of all the difficult things that people are having to endure in our communities every day. So the idea of social change is to allow everyone to speak, those who are suffering as well as those who are prospering, so that we can actually have a true dialogue on how to solve today's problems. I'm really excited about the Chicago International Social Change Film Festival because it really provides an opportunity for those who are suffering to have the microphone they need, to have their issues heard and their struggles observed by those who may not understand them and who may otherwise not have access to the sort of hardship that people endure every day. What we need this festival to do, and what we're confident that it's going to do, is allow people who may not otherwise have understanding of the sorts of poverty and the sorts of nihilism, the sorts of other just issues that plague communities, to actually walk through the shoes of those folks, to see issues through the eyes of those folks, and then have some understanding of, wow, this is a pretty serious issue. Maybe it's time for me to do something about people who are living 5 to a single bedroom home, or maybe it's time for me to stand up and fight on behalf of people whose families are being separated simply because someone got arrested, or maybe it's time for me to stop saying, well, what the news is saying is always true about people who have a certain background or a certain color. Maybe now people can start having the critical thinking that they were taught in their youth and use that to engage the system in a different way and act in a way that will actually be more productive and helpful for those who are struggling. A lot of different activities that this festival will offer that are different than any other festival that you ever see. Many of which are filmmaking workshops, we have speakers, panels, discussions. The idea is to have a robust and vigorous and detailed and all comprehensive discussion of every single issue that we can actually bring to bear. So as many perspectives can be brought to the table, but it's also so we can have some concrete and very comprehensive sorts of approaches to addressing those issues. So that's something that we think that's really unique about this festival. But in addition to that, the fact that we have just a completely innovative approach to a lot of these issues, not just by showing film, but also to make sure that we get the audiences that may not normally attend these sorts of things by having different types of events and featured speakers and things that may cater to different interests. We'll maybe have a fashion show, we may have a play, we'll have different things that cater to different folks that once they're there, will hopefully learn more about other aspects of different cultures or different communities that they didn't know otherwise, and then feel compelled to do something about it.